Time Warner Cable's local edition. My name is Brad Pomerance. I am with Jim Clarke today. He is a member of the Culver City Council. And I do want to ask you about some initiatives that will be on the ballot this fall. As you know, Prop 30 is on the ballot, which increases the sales tax by 1/4 cent. And then LA County has an initiative, Measure R, which would extend a transportation tax for 30 years. And now Culver City has Measure Y on the ballot, which is local and increases sales tax by 1/2 cent.
We're at the bottom of the ballot.
And at the bottom of the ballot, you know, timing is everything, but talk to me about why you're a supporter of Measure Y, and then we can talk about the politics of it.
Well, we've had a structural deficit in Culver City of about $8 million a year. We've had now the loss of the redevelopment agency really had an impact on us. There's been a decline in state funding because of the problems the state has, and also in federal funding as well too. So we've been taking steps to cut back. We've eliminated about 18% of our workforce, and we've saved about $7 million, but we continue to have this structural deficit, so that's why.
And what's interesting, and your fellow councilwoman Megan Sally Wells mentioned to me that for Measure Y, you only need 50% plus one.
Right, because it goes to the general fund as opposed to the, say, the Measure R, which is the Measure J, the half-cent sales tax for transportation. Because it's dedicated, that requires a 2/3 vote.
You'd think you'd want the reverse.
You'd think you would for accountability and whatever, but we've made the commitment to the residents of Culver City that this money that we raise, which will be about $8 million a year to close that, will be used for vital public services. So it's police, fire, it's maintaining our parks, our roads.
And what are you hearing on the street? I mean, the beauty of Culver City is you can walk around. I mean, you have that great downtown, you have the Expo line. What are you hearing in terms of Measure Y?
We did some early polling on this, and we found that people had good support for this.
But did they know at the time that Prop 30 would be on the ballot, Prop 38, Measure R,
That's
the
what
Amazon tax?
Yeah, we're concerned about the fatigue by the time you get to the end and just say no. But the good thing about Measure Y is that all the money that we raise stays in Culver City and gets spent in Culver City, as opposed to the governor's sales tax measure could be spent anywhere within the state. So we think that's a good selling point. The other is that we put a 10-year cap on this, so it's sunsetted, so that they know, and if we find we're in a better economic condition, we can, with 3 votes of the council, we can remove the tax.
Really?
Anytime afterwards that we want to. Yeah,
is that because of what's written into this specific measure,
no,
or is that the law period?
That's the law, the period, actually. We have to, in order to get the tax, we have to get a vote of the public, but to end the tax, we can just get, at any meeting, we can get 3 votes of the council members.
So we know the parade of horribles, or the alleged parade of horribles, if Prop 30 doesn't pass. The governor has told us. Right. What happens if Measure Y doesn't pass?
We have to, well, we do such things as we cut down on the number of police patrols that we've got. We might have to even look at, I mean, worst case scenario, look at contracting out for our fire services or shutting down one of our fire stations. You know, some of these things, you can't just make incremental cuts. You end up removing a whole fire engine company. You lose that company and the truck and everything else along with it. And we have a Class 1 fire department in Culver City, one of the few cities in the country that does. And as a result of that, people pay less for their property insurance because we have a Class 1 fire department.
But what do you do when you look at the politics of November 6th's ballot with so many tax measures on the ballot?
We just keep reiterating to folks here that this is money that it's not frivolous. We're using it to maintain the same level of quality of services that our folks are used to, and the money will all stay in Culver City. The other thing is that because it's a sales tax, about 80% of the amount of funds will be actually paid for by people coming into the city, but not by the residents.
Folks like me who go to downtown Culver City to
because
eat
of
at
our
those
great restaurants that we have.
Exactly. His name is Jim Clarke. He is a member of the Culver City Council. I'm Brad Pomerance. Thanks for watching Time Warner Cable's local edition.